Okay, so this is task number 5. This is our dermatophyte culture. So what we're gonna do is I have my stuff here. I'll show you quickly. I just have some alcohol on a swab, on some gauze, some dry gauze, some forceps, and then my test here. And then this is our patient Colby. So what I'm gonna do is I already labeled our test with his name. We use the in-tray DTMs. So patient ID number, his name, and the date. And then I'm just gonna prep this so I can put the sample right on it. So I just peel the sticky back and then open up the sample. And then I'm just gonna, Colby does not have ringworm right now, but I'm just gonna pretend he does on his leg right here. Pick a spot and just use my alcohol to wet it. And get my swab, or my dry gauze. I'm saying swab instead of gauze. Alright, and then these forceps I just pulled out of our cold sterile. So I'm just gonna pluck a couple tufts of hair and put them right on our tray. And per the manufacturer owner instructions, it's about 3 tufts. One more, buddy, I'm sorry. All right. Just try to get them right into this medium. So there is my sample on my medium, and then I just close it up like so, seal it. Okay, so we let Colby go because he was making a run for it. But what we normally do here, so the manufacturer's instructions are to put the 3 tufts of sample in the well, which I did here, seal it up, label it with his name, and what I'm going to do is actually I just put this in a cabinet. It needs to sit at room temperature in kind of a darker area. So we'll put it there, and then we monitor it and check it every 24 hours for 2 weeks per the instructions. So what we do to track that during this time period, we don't write it in the computer yet, so I'll just write Colby's name on a piece of paper. And today's date is July 14th, and then we write 9, 10, 11, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, so we write every single day down on a scrap paper, and then we actually tape it up to our cabinet here, which is where we keep our tray. And then every day someone comes in, they check the in-tray, the DTM, and they write their findings there. Gloves off. So that's how we do it. So I'm just gonna put this in the cabinet, let it sit, and then I'll come back tomorrow and check on it, and I'll bring you back in for tomorrow. Okay, so Colby's DTM has been sitting for 24 hours, so I am going to go in and check it. So let me see, we've got 2 running here. So his is still nice and yellow in the center, in the medium, still a negative, and then you can see there's no growth, no fuzziness, nothing like that around. I don't know if I can focus it any better. Around the sample, so that's good. It looks great. So still negative. And what I'm gonna do, we keep our sheets up here. So his, I'll bring you in close. You can see it, I think. So his is right here. So next to today, I'm just gonna write that it's negative. Negative. We do have one that's been in here, and I'll just pull it off, I guess. So this is for another dog, Piper Valentine. We've been checking it daily. The only day we weren't here was for the holiday, the 4th of July. So with this one, I'll show you because this is an interesting one. This is actually contaminated. So you will take a look, and there is all of this really gross mold growth in there. So this is actually contaminated. I talked to the doctor about it. Sometimes, a lot of times when this happens, it turns this pinky color. So I discussed with her whether she wanted to call this positive or negative. We're still going to give it 1 or 2 more days that it has to run. But right now, because it doesn't have any of the characteristic fluffy whiteness that grows with a dermatophyte culture when we're looking for ringworm, we probably are going to call this one a negative, and the pinkish change in color is just due to the mold growth, the contamination that is in there. This can be caused by a couple different variables. A lot of times it's improper handling of the sample, if the site was improperly cleaned with alcohol, if the utensils, this forceps used were not clean, no gloves when you're handling, if you're putting it directly in with your finger, things like that. Lots of different reasons this could become contaminated. So we're going to keep an eye on it just to make sure it doesn't grow any of the characteristic fluffy whiteness that would with a dermatophyte culture, but right now the mold is looking like it's the main culprit here. So that should be good for that one. And then we're just going to let Colby's run, and if it comes up positive, then we'll treat him. But like I said, he's a pretty healthy dog, and he shouldn't come up negative, or sorry, he shouldn't come up positive, he should come up negative. No signs of clinical itching, scratching, hair loss, crustiness of the skin, anything like that. So I wanted to show you the other one that we have running just because of time constraints. We're not going to get to the end of Colby's before the class videos are due. So we do have that other one running. And like I said, there's only 2 more days of that one. So that one's pretty much at the end. And so that should be good.